Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to another video. Today I will be discussing all the books that I plan to read in December as well as the readathons that I will be partaking in. Now there's only two that I'm going to partake in, but I'll link everything down below if you want more information. Before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you are partaking in any of these readathons or what books you plan to read in December, and let's just jump right into the video. So I have a large list of books that I want to get through this December. If I'm going to be able to, I am really not sure. It's just a matter of I might not. In total, I have 16 books that I want to get through. I think there is more that I definitely want to get through, but there's 16 on the list and I will be going through them in a moment. So firstly, I am partaking in two readathons. The first one is the Reindeer Readathon. I am Team Nutcracker, so I will be trying and vying to get more points for Team Nutcracker. Hopefully I can remember to put down the points in the points file because I continuously forget to do that. It's based on the 9 reindeers and you have to pick books that are based on the prompts. And there's also bonus prompts if you want to go above and beyond. I'm quite excited for this one. I'm gonna see, how we're gonna go. The tough thing about this one is you can't double up. There's only a few things you can double up with, but a lot of the times you have to complete all 9 of the prompts, which is tough, especially over December, but I'm sure I'll be able to get it right. And then the second one is Donna over Donna Marie Reads. She's hosting a 72-hour readathon for her birthday. There are quite a few prompts for her readathon as well, but yeah, I think it's more on the lines of being cozy, enjoying just a few books. Hold on, I forgot my reindeer stuffies. I'm gonna bring this out every year. This is something my bestie bought for me, and yeah, I've been wearing it every December since. Anyway, so with that being said, let's dive into the prompts for the Reindeer Readathon and I'll tell you which books I chose for that readathon. So the first prompt is Dancer, which is read a book that is recommended to you on social media or as a list recommendation. For that, I chose The Christmas Jigsaw Murders by Alexandra Benedict because I was looking up Christmas mysteries and this popped up on the Google search, and it's basically about this recluse person who receives a package on their doorstep, and when they open it, it is 6 jigsaw pieces, and when they put it together, it's basically a murder scene, and the letter says that they have to solve the murder before more people are killed. I think 4 or 5 people will be killed if they don't solve this murder. And so it's a race against time to try and solve this murder. And I read Murder on the Christmas Express by this author last year and really enjoyed the book. So I'm excited to see where we go in this story. I'm not sure if it's the same character that was on the Christmas Express murder, this one. I'm not sure if it's the same person, but it could be, so I don't know. Then we have Dancer, which is read a book genre that you feel matches your favorite music genre. And I was so confused with this because it says for pop you can read fantasy, for rock or metal you can read thriller or horror, and for R&B romance, etc. like that. I'm a very diverse listener. I just don't listen to rap a lot or house, that kind of music. So I decided to go for pop and read a fantasy, which I chose Hunted by Holly by Leanne Bell. And this is a dark fantasy romance. There's a monarchy in the North and the South Pole, and the North Pole burnt down the kingdom in the South Pole and the queen won't stand for it. But it looks like she is then thrust into a marriage of convenience. So yeah, I don't know. I just picked these books up because mainly they're on Kindle Unlimited, so I solved my problem there. The next prompt is Prancer, which is read a book where the synopsis mentions a named special event or date. And for this, I'm going to choose How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. This is also a book club book, and it's about this woman who is trying to live up to her grandmother's name of being, I can't remember what it was, but there's like a specific name where they call this baking throwdown type of thing, and she wants to be crowned champion, but it looks like her neighbor is a high competitor for it. I've seen a lot of people mention this book and I've seen a lot of people praise this book, so I'm quite excited to dive into this one as well. The next prompt is Vixen, read a book you didn't buy, which is basically something you got on Kindle Unlimited or the library, or it's borrowed or it was gifted to you. For that, I'm gonna choose Pretty Unexpected by Reinier Vlotman. She is a South African author and I read her pretty average, I'm gonna say earlier this year. And yeah, I saw that her books are available on Kindle Unlimited and I really like her writing style, so I decided to go for Pretty Unexpected, which is a South African Christmas story about a group of friends get together somewhere at sea and they have Christmas there. One of the characters falls in love with someone else. It's highly South African. If you want to be exposed to how South Africans actually celebrate Christmas, yeah, I definitely suggest this book. Then we have Comet, which is read a book that ends on the last digit of the day of your birth. My birthday is on the 18th of June, so which means it's an 8, and for that I chose A Very Fantasy Christmas. It's 188 pages, and this is about a boy who wishes that everyone in this town has a lovely Christmas. And I think he makes a wish to a genie, or it is a person acting as a genie, either way. But it's kind of fantasy / Hallmark Christmas story, and the cover really intrigued me, so I decided to give this one a try. I mean, it's a short story, so why not? Then Cupid, read a book from an author that you have already given 5 stars. Now, if you've been on my channel for a while, you would know I really love Verity Bright stories. Some of the books I gave 5 stars, others I gave 4 stars, or others 4.5. But the recent one I think I gave 5 stars, and that was Murder on the Nile. Yes. So the next one that's coming out is A Midwinter Murder. And this is basically just a murder happening over Christmas, and Verity Bright and her butler and her entourage is tasked to solve it. I really like these books. They are really cozy mysteries and it's just a fun time all around. There's also lots of food involved, so yeah, beware, you sometimes get hungry when you read these books as well. Then the next prompt is Donna, read a book where the cover contains one of the first 4 words you see in the word search grid on page 4, and it must be a word on the list. So the words I found were feather, forest, transportation, and winter. I searched long and hard for books that fall under that one, or the first 3. But then I saw winter, is quite a common name for Christmas stories, and I decided to go for Winterfest Market by Jenny Sandiford. It's a fantasy story and it's about 2 people competing in a Christmas market. I don't know. I could be so wrong, but it does look interesting. I think there's also magic involved, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be a fantasy. Then we have Blitzen, which is choose 3 books that start with the same letter and then randomly choose one of them to read. You can do this by a random number generator or have someone else choose. So the books I chose was Christmas at the Island Hotel. Ooh, I just scratched my nail. So this is a book that I got last year from my bestie for Christmas, and I haven't read it yet. I think this is basically just about a group of people who come together to save a hotel in Christmas, Then we have The Christmas Party by Michaela Davids. I know there's a word "the" in front, but I'm gonna discount it. Otherwise, this is going to be very hard. This is basically about a family who comes together 10 years after a tragic event, and they, under the disguise that they are a very perfect family, but each child and each person has like their sins, if you want to call it that. Like the perfect daughter is actually an alcoholic or something along those lines. And then the other one was A Christmas Murder by Marcy Grant, which is again a Christmas murder in a small town and people are trying to solve it. So in that order, I'm gonna say, so we have 1 and 3 over here. I'm really hoping either way, either one wins. Number 3. So that would be A Christmas Murder by Marcy Grant. I just want to write that down because otherwise I'm going to forget. And then the last one is Rudolph, which is read a debut novel. And this one is quite a tricky one because a lot of these books, I don't know if they are debut or not. So I decided to go for an arc that was sent to me by an author over on Instagram, and I believe this is their first book, but it's also a dystopian book and it's not a Christmas book, so that's why I just veer off the bandwagon. But anyway, it is called Dance in the Hollow Walls, and like I say, it's a dystopian novel. I think it's YA dystopian, so fingers crossed I don't get annoyed with this book. But yeah, that is the only Christmas, non-Christmassy book on this list. The rest of the books that I will read to you that I want to read, that will most likely fall into vlogs. So I have 3 main categories, which is romance, fantasy, and mystery. Although most of these books fall under Reindeer Readathon, I will be having 3 vlogs where it's essentially romance-based, fantasy-based, and mystery-based, but it's all over Christmas. And then essentially the Reindeer Readathon falls into these vlogs. I don't even know if that makes sense. If you are unsure, just go check what I did last year. I'll also have the playlist linked down below or linked here somewhere where you can see what I did. But the other books that I want to read is 12 Days of Christmas by Charlie James. I see there's a movie as well, but I'm not sure if it's the same movie. But it's basically about this girl who wrote a book based on the magical 12 days she wants to go on, and she went on to publish it. And then she meets this guy that follows the book to the T, and she's like, surely he's not doing what I wrote in the book. Like, that's too far-fetched. I don't think he would be reading that. And then on the other side, you get the male main character, and he is more comfortable with computers. So he had a bad breakup last year with his girlfriend, and she threw this book at him to improve his relationship or his romance skill. And yeah, he's following this book to the T, basically. And it's just, can they have a happily ever after these fantastic 12 dates? Obviously, this book has to be read, so I'm going to be reading this one as well under the romance category. And then we have Goblins and Snowflakes by Melanie Corsack. I don't really know what this is about. It's under the fantasy category, and I'm intrigued by this one because I think they said it's a retelling of something. I can't remember what, but I really want to read it. And then the last one under the mystery category is The Christmas Party by Michaela Davids, which I mentioned just now if you weren't focusing. And then the buddy reads that I have to do is Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. I don't think I'm going to include that, only because I have so much planned already. And then Warrior Fae, which is the second book that my bestie and I are reading. It is based in the same world as the Zodiac Academy, but it is not the same book. It's from another academy. It's not the main academy where the heirs are from. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a video on Wednesday, I believe. Yes, bye.